It's time for a new segment I like to call Let's Defile a Children's Classic. When Frank Baum created the original Oz Tales, he wanted to create an American answer to the Hans Christian Andersen and Grimm brothers fairy tales, but without the violence. While Baum did lessen the violence compared to the tales of old, the Oz Tales were still pretty dark. Yes, but that Judy Garland film was a classic. Well, obviously a musical version is going to be lighter, but the original stories had eye removals, maimings, and even decapitations. Well, a little violence is a necessary evil to teach children in an unforgettable way. Well, here's one for you. Yeah, Baum did create an American time-honored fable, but before he wrote Oz, he wrote 2 articles on how the survival of the white race depends on the genocide of Native Americans. Hey look, singing midgets.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. You'll find he is a wizard of Oz.
As a tribute to the great auteur Sam Raimi, I thought I'd include some of his staples in my review. Danny Elfman score. La 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 la. Check. Creepy dancing scene? No, even I have to draw the line somewhere. Well, Raimi fans, you will not be disappointed as all the Raimi-isms are in full force, including the obligatory Bruce Campbell cameo. But what does this mean for audiences who aren't uber Raimi fans and don't appreciate him as much as me? La 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 la. Yes, we have seen that Raimi can mix his over-the-top style with mainstream Hollywood and infamous fantasy worlds. Then again, we've also seen it backfire. With the world that Baum created, you would expect any Oz film to be an imaginative experience. Oz the Great and Powerful is just that, and it is one of the most visually stunning films I have ever seen. This movie will burn your retinas with its epic beauty. It's like Avatar wrapped up in a Lewis Carroll fever dream. That's no coincidence, as production designer Robert Stromberg has previously done Avatar and Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so it's a beautiful film. Well, it's not just the surroundings. The 3 witches played by Mila Kunis, Rachel Weisz, and Michelle Williams are beautiful, encapsulating, and by far the most interesting characters. I really felt that the story should have been about them. Even though the concept has been done before, it was the relationships and the backstory of Glinda, Theodora, and Evanora that really carried the film. That also had a lot to do with the sheer unlikability of the supposed main character. James Franco may not be completely at fault, as the writing was weak all around, but especially for his character. However, while Kunis, Weisz, and Williams were able to ground their over-the-top characters, Franco turns in one of his worst performances. I never once saw the charm or leadership that Oz was supposed to command, and so I ended up resenting his character for taking screen time away from those more compelling characters. And I'm not talking about his 2 little sidekicks, Finley the Flying Monkey, voiced by Zach Braff, or Little China Girl. Fun little fact. Joey King, who voiced China Girl, also played Talia, the young Talia, who escapes from the prison in Dark Knight Rises.
Oh baby, just you shut your mouth.
Like I said though, the writers were really to blame for a lot of the severe eye-rolling moments and campiness. If Franco says Zimzalabim one more time, or when they had that overly schmaltzy Disney moment when all the children gather around and give you puppy dog looks. But the worst is when the Munchkins actually have a musical number. Ah crap, this thing's empty. Does anybody have any more sarcasm bullets? This story did have a lot of good moments too, don't get me wrong. It was full of cool bits and pieces, my favorite being that when Theodora cried, it burned her face. There was some nice attention to detail, but it needed more of the great Raimi darkness, the poignant connection between characters, and much less Franco. In fact, I think the writers were already onto that, as the climax of the film doesn't really involve Oz. It's between 2 of the witches. I wasn't off to see the wizard because those 3 witches were Oz's for the win. What it comes down to is I think if you can get past Franco, if you can get past the weak story, and you're used to Raimi's over-the-top creative style, then this film will be enough. As a Raimi superfan, I got enough out of it, especially as a visual feast, that it's an earn it. But if you don't like Raimi, or you don't like camp, or you're an Oz purist, I think you could easily hate this film. So, I leave it to you. Poll question time, who was your favorite Wizard of Oz character? It doesn't have to be from the movie, but as always, leave your answers in the comments section below. And until next time, school's out.